at the top of your page, you might want the formulas from 687. One of them says L equals pH.
Yeah, that's against the law.
Why are people talking? There goes our free assignment, no weekend assignment. Free weekend off, out the window. Those are the two formulas that we're given to work with. Let me translate them. Maybe you have to know what these letters stand for. L is lateral area. Lateral usually means sides or walls. So if we did the lateral area of this room, it would just be the four walls.
Is that all of them combined?
Yeah. P is perimeter. On these 3D things, prisms that we're doing today, perimeter of the base. And H is height as usual. T will stand for total area on these. L is still lateral area. And B is area of the base. Now let's start with the first problem. That'd be number 6, page 689. Number 6, page 689. One of my assistants has already put the sketch up here. It's very nice, very nice. And we have to decide which sides are the bases. The bases. For it to be a prism, it needs two bases. Top and bottom is nice if they match. Do the top and bottom on this one match?
Yes.
All right, then we can just use the top and bottom for the bases. The instructions asked for lateral area. So we're going to do the L equals pH plan. And I'm going to use Vince to help me with the P. Vince, the P stands for perimeter of the base. Can you see what it looks like that should be here?
I'm going to give it a good
He's thinking he's got...
32.
Yes, he went 4 plus 12 plus 4 plus 12 all the way around the base. That is 16. 16 is the perimeter of the base. That could be the bottom base or the top base. Yes, there's two bases, top and bottom.
Wait, isn't it 32?
Oh yeah, he said 32.
Save the
Mess
teacher.
up.
On YouTube.
Alex Young pointed that out to me.
I can, maybe I can erase that, huh? Nah, we'll just leave it in. 32 for the perimeter. Vince said it right, I said it wrong, I don't care. Yeah, I care, I feel terrible. The H, the height, is always the distance between the bases. Pretty easy to see that, isn't it, Alex?
Yeah,
What is that?
3.
That's that 3 speaking of right there. So this is just going to be 3 times 32. Write it down. You've got number 6 done. You can punch that up yourself. I'm not giving answers today, but some people are keeping up and getting them as fast as I go. Ross?
Question. So
Yes.
96.
32 is the perimeter of the base.
The base. 4 plus 12 plus 4 plus 12. And there's two bases, but they're identical. Doesn't matter which one you perimeter.
Alright.
All right. Some people like to visualize this as a cardboard box, sort of, and the lateral area is just the walls. And sometimes it helps to understand if you picture that folded out. Just take cardboard walls of a box and just fold it out. It would be 32 long and 3 high. So it is a good way to do it. That kind of explains why the formula works. Moving on to number 7, because we'd like to get these all done today by, what time do we have? We've got till, looks like we go till 11:44. Yeah, we got to keep moving. Yeah, Liz is going to help me with this one. Liz, this is also a prism because the bases match. The bottom matches the top. So then you can call it a prism, and we can use these formulas up here. Again, I think they're asking for lateral area, so we're going to use this formula. Can you come up with the perimeter of the base on this one? I think she's saying 16, which is 7 plus 5 plus 4. The distance around the base. And Liz, do you have your book open?
Yeah, I do.
Is there a height?
8.
Well, let's just put that right there. And Liz, let's not help these people anymore. They know how to run their calculators, okay? Let's just move on to number 8. Now I'm going to Dylan. Dylan was supposed to draw a sketch for me, but he never did. Dylan, on this one, does the top match the bottom? This is not setting on its base then. So you've got to somehow imagine this thing laying a different way. You're going to have to picture it setting on its base, because that's how the formula works. The lateral area is still what we want. What do you think for the base? Which part of that, which faces are the bases? Small ones. The triangles. He's right. What's the perimeter of those triangles? Can you see that right off, what the perimeter of those triangles are?
I would say it's 25.6.
Ross wants to interject that clearly the perimeter of that triangle is 25.6. Can you explain, Ross?
By the usage of the Pythag.
Ross says Pythag. I think he's using that as short for Pythagorean theorem. So he must be, for that right there, getting what?
10.6.
10.6. Ross, you know how I feel about using something rounded to tenths and then reusing it for an answer we want to be accurate to tenths. Can you give us another digit on that?
I can. 10.63.
Thank you. Because they deteriorate when you reuse them, man. All right. We don't have to tell them how to do the Pythagorean, Ross. That's child's play. Dylan, this is a tipped over prism, right? What's its height? Nice. Even though it's laying on its side, Dylan can clearly see the height of that prism is 10.
We know which side is the base.
So to define base, the bases have to be matching ends.
Oh.
They have to match. And they have to match all the way through, so you could slice it up. And every slice of cheese would be the same shape as the bases. It's got to be that way. If you did it this way, we wouldn't have that. It's got to be this way. Moving on to number 9, which nobody drew for me, man. I'm going to have to draw it myself, and it's a nasty one. This is going to slow us down. We might not get finished today. I clearly asked for this. I asked the kids to do this for me, but no.
You did a lot better drawing than Dylan.
All right. I will use Anna. Anna, you better look at the one in your book. It's probably a lot better here. Have you decided which faces are the bases? Are you going with top and bottom? All right. Can you give me the perimeter of the base? 18. You people like 18? You have fans, Anna, you have fans. What's the height, Anna? 9. And we don't calculate for these people. That would be almost an insult, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
We're just going to keep going. Number 10. An interesting challenge here in number 10. It's the kind of thing Nathan likes to tackle. Nathan, notice that number 10 has kind of a notchy plus shape on one end, like this. No one would draw it for me. That's good enough. Nathan, which faces are you calling the bases?
I'm calling the bases, the crosses,
Nice, nice. He's calling this front end and this back end the kind of cross-shaped faces, the bases, because those are the only matching sides that go all the way through like that. So we're going to use the formula on it here. I'm getting a little crowded, but I think we can use it. Are you able to see the perimeter of that dog, Nathan?
yes.
Looks like those little notches are 2x2s.
How do we know that the notches on the other side are equal?
Yeah, I don't know. I just think they are, Ross. Ross would like no more proof on these 2s, and I can't really give it to him.
It's kind of assuming it.
I don't know what to say, Ross. It just looks like it.
Okay.
I share your one slight doubt on that. I share that slight doubt. What are you thinking for the perimeter, Nathan?
I got 38 for the perimeter.
Is that 2 plus 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 7 plus 4 plus 4?
Yes.
You didn't use that 9, did you?
I did not.
Nice. And how much was that?
38.
38. Does anybody want to challenge his 38, or you kind of like that? Or you're thinking that too? I think the whole audience is dead. All right, what are you calling the height then, Nathan?
9.
Nice. This 9 right here. Swing around, son. Swing it around. This 9 right here would be the height of that prism. Good job. Good job. Then the next one, has a hole in it. Let's slide over here, Matt. I have some space. It's like a beam with a hole in it. It's a 4x4 beam that's 8 feet long, and it has a hole in it. I'm going with Shelby. Shelby, which part of it would you like to call the faces?
The square.
Yeah, this square.
Yeah.
So this will be a face, and we think it has one like it on the other end.
Yeah.
Good, good, good. So, as we do our formula for lateral area, what is the perimeter of that face?
16.
She's putting a 16 there. And if we call this the face, what is the height of this prism?
4. 8.
She said 8. And that would be the lateral area of these 4 walls or sides. What little area is that leaving out though? There's a little hole. That hole in the middle is not area of the base. We have to include the area of the hole. So I got to go back to Shelby and ask her to help me somehow figure out the area of that hole. It's like we have to paint the hole. If we could take those 4 walls and fold them out, what would be the perimeter times area on that?
4 times
She's right. That would be a 4 times 8. Whoops, that's times. So we gotta add 32 for the hole. When you're doing that one, you better add in the area of the hole. 32 extra for the hole. 16 times 8 for these 4 walls. And these are ones, Josh. So it's 4 times 8 for how much hole you would have to paint if you painted all the lateral surfaces. I think we're ready to switch boards here, Matt. We're jumping over to number 16. Ross, will you tell us what has changed in the instructions here now?
Yeah, it says find the surface area of each building.
Well, that's that capital T up there. We now want lateral plus the 2 bases. Josh, question?
Okay, how do we know those were ones?
Because it says in the book.
Alright. For some reason, the audience is enjoying laughing at Josh. I don't know. I felt a little rude, but I'm going to Paul now. Paul, we're doing this 17, and it's just a mirror box. Which sides would you like to choose for the bases on that?
We're skipping 16.
Why are we skipping 16?
Oh, sorry, 16. Which sides would you like to choose for the bases on 16?
I think the front and back.
The front and back triangles you're picking.
Yeah.
All right. Now T is equal to L, which is perimeter times height. Sorry, I don't mean to screen you out there. And then we got to do 2B for the second part. Can you see that's a combo of the 2 formulas? All right. So for the lateral area, we have to have the perimeter of your base here, Paul. I see the 8. I see the 17. There's no number on that. What? You got an idea?
Should use the Pythagorean.
Paul says the Pythagorean theorem would get you this missing side right here. It's 15. It's way too late in the year to train you on how to get that. You should know that by now.
Mr. Ward, can you explain why you are using that formula?
Yeah. How do you do that?
Well, that's a good question. Pan over there for the area of total surface area. It says lateral plus 2B. And the lateral right there, it says is pH. So these are the same. You see that?
What's the T mean? Is that
Total area.
is it total surface area?
Yeah, it's total surface area.
Surface area.
Oh.
So now we're doing walls plus bases.
Area of base or?
All right. All we've got, all Paul has given us so far is the perimeter of the base. I think we're up to this H right here, Ross. Paul. What are we calling that?
I think it's a 4.
He's right on that 4. He's talking about that 4 right there, isn't he? All right. If we stopped right there, we would have the lateral surface area. That does not include the bases. What's the shape of the bases, Paul?
Triangle.
Well, we've learned how to find areas of triangles, haven't we?
Yes.
What was our plan on the area of a triangle?
1/2 base times height.
Okay, I'm putting it right in here. So we're going to go 2, kind of that 2. And then instead of B, which stands for area of the base, since the base is a triangle, I'm going to put times 1/2 base, one side, height 15 the other side. So a person would only have to calculate up that little string there for a nice perfect answer. And we don't calculate for these people. Moving on to number 17. I'm going to do 17 real fast because we're running behind. It's just a dumb box. No, I can pick whichever ends I want to be the bases because the bases just have to match. I can do the ends, top and bottom, front and back. I got choice. I'm gonna pick the ends, just to be different. I'm gonna call this 3 by 3 the base. Just to remind myself, put a big B on it. So I don't lose track in the middle of the problem. I'm calling the ends the bases, the 3 by 3s. T is equal to perimeter of the base, 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, I think that's 12, times the height. That's how far we go between the bases. That's 8. So the total lateral area is 12 times 8 plus 2 times the area of the base. Isn't that 3 by 9? I'm just gonna put a 3 by 3 is 9. So that one was kind of easy. I just blew through that one. It's just a dumb box. Just box. Could have done it 3 different ways. Picked my bases 3 different ways. I would get the same answer anyway, so it doesn't matter. Going now to 18. Where's that one? Oh yeah, 18. It's just another box. Good grief. All right, I'm going to do it real fast because it's just a box. I'm going to pick this 11 by 4 for my base this time. I get a pick. All I got to do is make sure the other end matches. If I make this my base, then my total area is going to equal perimeter times height plus 2 times the area of the base. The perimeter of my base is 30, isn't that, Matt?
Yes.
Matt agrees. Perimeter of the base is 30. Matt, how far between the bases?
75 centimeters.
Oh man, that's long.
It's 7.5.
Yeah.
7.5.
Ooh.
7.5
We shall accentuate the point.
centimeters.
There we go.
Yeah, get them out of here.
Plus 2 times the area of the base. 44?
Yes.
My people are telling me 44. Moving on to 19, because these people want to see this done. Is there a right angle right here for this one? Did I put that in there correctly?
Yes, it sure is.
It's the right place?
Yeah.
Liz confirms this. There's a right angle right there. Now I'm going to have specialist Vince. He will calculate this missing side that I need.
Oh, I got this. I won't do it anyway.
It's 12.
It's 12.
All right. I need to pick the triangles as the basis, so I'm going to put a big B on there to remind myself. Total area is going to be the perimeter of the base. 9 plus 12 does 27, 36. Times the height. Is that 11.5, Matt?
Yes.
Plus 2 times the area of the base. 2 times 1/2 times base times height. You have to have base and height at right angles to each other, so I use the 9 and 12. I can't just use any of those. I got to use 2. The base and height are the sides at right angles to each other. So I did 1/2 times 12 times 9. And that 2 is because there's 2 of them, top and bottom. Oh, I think I got enough time to do another one. Number 20. Looks like a little lean-to shed type shape. Which sides, Morgan, let Morgan see it better, step back a little there. Which faces shall I make the bases on this? Because they got to match.
Front one.
She selected the trapezoidal faces. So I'll put a B on this one. Does it say what this is down here on the sketch at all? We don't know that. I think we're going to have to make a little 30, 60, 90 across here, Morgan. Are you ready with your calculator, Morgan? Do we know any of the sides of that 30, 60, 90?
Yes.
The short,
I'll give you a hint.
short leg is length's
Yeah,
4.
four.
Alright? That part's a 4. So, can you tell me these other two ones then, just knowing that?
The hypotenuse is
Nice, she's a natural.
8. And the other one is 6.92.
I'll just put it here because that's the same thing, right? That or that. And this is my B. I'll just get it out of the way now. It's confusing us. All right, the trapezoid is the thing we want the perimeter of, Morgan. So what's the perimeter of that trapezoid now?
Mm, 28.92.
Nice. I think it's nice. You did it this way, right? What's the height of this prism?
11.
Yes, it's 11 because the height is the distance between the bases. Now we got to have the area of those two bases. This is kind of a challenge for you here, girl. How are we going to approach the area of this trapezoid shape?
1/2 of the like the top and the bottom lines each other.
1/2 of the, by top and bottom, I think she means the 5 and the 9.
And times 6.92.
6.92, nice. Hey, tell me what you think of this, Morgan. We have to do a 2B, you know? So we have to go 2 times 1/2. Can I just do this to save time?
Yeah.
Right, Morgan says, don't be doing that 2 times 1/2 all the time. It's just a waste of your day. So it's going to be 2 times 1/2? Who does that? I mean,
So is it plus 5
What's the answer?
plus 9 times?
so it's 14 times 6.92 for the bases.
Stop! Mr. Bohr,
Yeah,
could you possibly move that direction so we can see more?
it's time for us to swing out of the way here. Some people are getting blocked out. We only have 1 minute to talk about this one.
I think we can do it.
Do ya? Oh, man.
Speedy.
All right, Carter, which face should we make the base?
I would make the one like this way.
This trapezoid.
Yeah, that thing.
All right, trapezoid must be the base. And you must do it the same way as we just did number 20. I think you can do it. Only one left to do by yourself.
Thank you, Mr. Moore.
Bye-bye.